Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, where I talk about everything related to Spider-Man and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Today, I want to rant about how Sony is ruining Spider-Man and making his fans angry with their terrible movies and decisions. As you all know, Sony owns the film rights to Spider-Man and his related characters, and they have been trying to create their own cinematic universe with them, separate from the MCU. But so far, they have failed miserably. Their movies are either boring, confusing, or just plain bad. They have no respect for the source material, the fans, or the character of Spider-Man. They are just milking him for money and clickbait, without caring about the quality or the story. For example, let's take a look at their latest flop, Madam Web. This movie was supposed to introduce us to the mysterious and powerful Madam Web, who can manipulate the web of life and destiny, and connect different Spider-Men from across the multiverse. Sounds cool, right? Well, not really. The movie was a mess, with a weak plot, poor acting, and horrible CGI. The movie also had nothing to do with Spider-Man, and barely featured any web-slinging action. The movie was so bad that it didn't even break even at the box office, and received negative reviews from critics and fans alike. But Madam Web is not the only disaster that Sony has produced. They have also given us movies like Morbius, Venom, and Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which are all mediocre at best, and awful at worst. These movies have nothing to do with Spider-Man's character, his villains, or his world. They are just generic action movies with bland characters, cliched plots, and cheap humor. They also contradict the established continuity and logic of the MCU, and confuse the fans about what is canon and what is not. Sony is wasting the potential of Spider-Man and his amazing rogues gallery by making them into standalone movies that don't connect to anything. They are also disrespecting the fans, who love Spider-Man and want to see him interact with other Marvel heroes and villains. They are taking the fans for granted and think they will watch anything they throw at them, as long as it has Spider-Man's name on it. But they are wrong. The fans are not stupid, and they can tell when a movie is good or bad. They are not going to support Sony's cash grabs and clickbait, and they are going to voice their dissatisfaction and anger. For instance, Morbius was a movie that tried to capitalize on the popularity of the vampire genre, but failed to deliver anything original or exciting. The movie starred Jared Leto as Michael Morbius, a scientist who becomes a living vampire after experimenting on himself with bat blood. The movie was full of plot holes, inconsistencies, and references to other Spider-Man movies that made no sense. The movie also had a mid-credit scene that featured Michael Keaton as Adrian Toomes Vulture, a character from Spider-Man: Homecoming, implying that Morbius was somehow connected to the MCU, even though it was not. The movie received mostly negative reviews from critics and fans, and performed poorly at the box office. And then we have Venom and Venom, Let There Be Carnage, which are supposed to be about one of Spider-Man's most iconic and terrifying enemies. But instead they are about a goofy anti-hero who cracks jokes and eats people. These movies are not faithful to the comics, where Venom is a result of the symbiote bonding with Spider-Man, and then with Eddie Brock, who hates Spider-Man. These movies ignore Spider-Man's existence, and make Venom a sympathetic character who has a bromance with Eddie. These movies also have weak villains, such as Riot and Carnage, who are just bigger and badder versions of Venom, with no personality or motivation. These movies are not scary, thrilling, or exciting. They are just silly, boring, and disappointing. Sony is also ruining the future of Spider-Man by interfering with his involvement in the MCU. Spider-Man is supposed to be a part of the larger Marvel universe, where he can team up with other heroes, face new threats, and grow as a character. But Sony is trying to pull him away from the MCU and force him into their own universe, where he has to deal with their mediocre movies and characters. They are also rushing the production of Spider-Man 4, which is set to be released in 2025, and trying to make it a multiverse-level event, like Spider-Man: No Way Home, even though Marvel and Tom Holland want it to be a more grounded and personal story. They are also creating confusion and controversy among the fans by teasing the possibility of bringing back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as alternate Spider-Men, but not confirming or denying anything. They are playing with the fans' emotions and creating false expectations and hype. Sony is making Spider-Man fans angry, and they need to stop. They need to realize that Spider-Man is not their property, but a beloved character who belongs to the fans and to the Marvel family. They need to respect Spider-Man, his legacy, and his fans. They need to work with Marvel, not against them, and create quality movies that honor and celebrate Spider-Man, not exploit and degrade him. They need to stop ruining Spider-Man and start loving him, because we, the fans, love Spider-Man. And we deserve better. That's it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think of Sony Spider-Man movies in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Or do you have a different opinion? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Spider-Man and MCU content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Team GTR signing off.